Hi, my name is Susan, and this is my butterfly gardening channel. Good morning, everyone. It's Sunday morning, and as you can see behind me, I have some monarchs that are ready to go. I'm going to take you on a little quick walkthrough of my garden room. We haven't been through the whole thing in a little bit, and I made some decisions about propagating and what worked best, and then we're going to release these guys. So we'll just start right here with my ponytail palm that I just love it. I love it. And then over here is my first little area. And literally it's made from Sterlite crates. And these are wood wine rack things that I've collected at thrift stores. And then I just have some, wood that I bought at Lowe's. Just it's already cut to size. I just go and buy it and lay it on top, and there I have my little work table. And right here are the monarchs. There are 5 of them in there ready to go. I did release one yesterday, so it's kind of interesting that out of all those eggs that I brought in from my aquatic milkweed, I only have 6 monarchs from it, and that's being raised in protection. So you can imagine what it's like out in the real world. It's incredible all that it takes for them to survive. This enclosure I love, and I'm switching out to these. A couple reasons why I love them is, first, when you unzip, there is like a protective panel right there, because in my other enclosures the zipper was right there, and sometimes people, you know, those little people in there, sometimes they would decide that's where they're going to go to molt or pupate, and then you're stuck like with the zipper being very careful. Well, if they do that, they're on that outside flap and not actually on the zipper part. Another thing I like about them is they make a nice, perfect rectangle shape, and the other ones are kind of rounded on the end, so it's very easy to line them up, as you'll see when we get down there. I'm not sure if I have these listed in my Amazon links, because I've just recently gotten these, so I'll go check and see in my affiliate links. These are the mini greenhouses I use for seed starting. I've tried other things, and I tend to always come back to these because they work well. But inside of this one, I have 2 cuttings of my privet senna host plant for sulfur butterflies, and there were eggs on it. So let me zoom in on these guys, because there were eggs on it, and when you get close, you can see right there is a baby. And there's probably some more, but as you see how tiny they are, it's hard to tell. You can even see the little nibbles on the leaf. Isn't that sweet? And oh, there's another one right there. So these cuttings do horrible for me in water, but these cuttings have been in here for a while, and I put them in the root right cubes. And I'm like so excited that they're working, because they were in here for like 5 days while the eggs just sat, and then they've hatched, and these babies have been out for a few days. So that's a good, exciting sign. Maybe they'll actually root. I don't know. All right. And then next, right behind that little enclosure is this one, and this same thing. I've got cuttings of maypop in the root riot, and you can see all the nibbling that's gone on, because there are 2 little Gulf fritillary caterpillars in here, and they're doing great. There's the other one right there. And this is keeping their temperature moderated, because right now it's winter in Florida. Our winters are fabulous. And anyway, it keeps them warm if it drops cooler at night, and they're doing great in there. And I've got the little openings open here on the top, so they are getting some air. They're not like suffocating in there. And then right here are some balloon milkweed that I sprouted, again, using these little mini greenhouses. The tops, I don't keep on them anymore because the plants have gotten taller, but they're doing really well. These are for my spring garden. And then right beside them are my my tropical milkweed seedlings that are doing really well too. I grew them from seed. Those will stay indoors for me to use to feed caterpillars. And here's my little solar bee, because you just gotta have one of those. And then we get to a little bit of a messy area. Here is my where I plug in all my grow lights. And then this is my little bin, look, of my things that I keep, like my Root Riot cubes. This is some seed starter mix. This is Cocoa Core. And then this is the tea that I use to mix in the water that I water my growing milkweed with. And it just gives it a lot of good nutrients. So that's right down there. And then on this lower table, these are just random things. These are clips for using stakes for staking up plants. These are my little seed containers, random stuff that just got set down. And then right under it is where I keep my big bag of Pro Mix with the mycorrhizae in it. And you can see it's like almost empty, but I have a spare one there ready to move over when I finish up this one. This has proved to be the most fabulous stuff. I buy that from, it's like a feed store actually, where we go and buy that. And then when you come up, you see my grow lights are standing on the lower table, and there is some tropical milkweed, again, staying inside and used only to feed my caterpillars. Then right next door, I have more of my Sterlite crates stacked up and on top of an old coffee table. My husband and I, we had that coffee table, oh my gosh, since we got married. That I painted it, and it has been with us, and now it's out here, and it's holding up my caterpillars, which is absolutely fabulous. And then again, just pieces of wood I go to Lowe's and Home Depot and buy and just set on top to make a workspace. So in here are just 2 chrysalides. That's my queen in the corner. Look how much smaller. Let me unzip. She's so much smaller. She's smaller and she's a little bit different color, and I hope she's okay. And then that is just another one of the monarchs that was larger, that was with the queen and the group that I brought home from my brother's property. And then right next door are my current caterpillars, except also there's one chrysalis. Normally, I try not to have them in there with the young ones. But remember when I came home from my, remember, look how cute this one is. Remember when I came home from my brother's property and there was one giant caterpillar? Well, that's him right there. He went up and pupated right away. So then I've got this little sweetie right there. And then over here on this plant is a big one. Now you'll notice I have them in pots of plants because, let me tell you, well, hang on a second, I'll switch it over so you can see me. There's actually 4 caterpillars in here. You can see, I think there's one on the underside of that leaf. There's some evidence there pointing in that direction. During the work week, I literally like run out here, check them real quick, and turn on the grow lights and leave. And it's just so much easier to stick a plant in there, honestly. It's just so much easier to stick a plant in. So I've just been grabbing a plant, sticking it in. And, you know, it's going well. I probably in the summer when I'm off, or you know, when I have more free time, I'll go back to using the cuttings. But you know, this works too. It works. Whatever works for you. There's no right or wrong. You see, I do a whole bunch of different things, and I don't want you to think, oh, she's doing it that way now. There must have been something wrong. If there was something wrong with something I did, I'll let you know. Otherwise, you know, just do you do what works for you. All right. Back to the other side. Look at this big guy here too. He's a cutie. I need to move him over to the other side because he's going to be going up and pupating soon. And then right here on this seam workspace, a lot of times when I'm potting things, I'm sitting right here potting, transferring, and I just sweep off whatever's spilled. Look, there's some of my Clonex that I spilled right there. So my wood will root well. And then right here are things that like I need quickly, and so I can grab and go. Extra pair of reading glasses. These twisty ties are fabulous. You can use these for so many things, and they're so handy. I grab them and use them for lots of things. And then I have my twine. I'm always using that for multiple things. Here's all my tools, my little scissors, all these little things are so handy, and they come when you buy a set of the greenhouses. They come in the kit with these, and they're great. And I love this little serrated edge because you know how to use it for. Watch. It makes a great aphid scraper, and I'll just sit. You see how it just kind of brushes them right off? I don't know what it is about the serrated part. I mean, I didn't get all of them, but it's pretty easy to get in and around there. And then, you know, you didn't do anything to super destroy your plant, but you kind of got them all off. And usually after I do that, because a lot of times they just fall down below, then I'll water the plant to, you know, kind of make them stuck down below. So see, look, all because of this little handy dandy tool that comes in this, which these are listed in my affiliate links. And then I have random clips. I love these clips. These clips were expensive, but are they good? They are so sturdy. And I like that they have 2 open slots to clamp onto things at different depths. So I really love these things. Clothespins, these are all loose pieces of bendy wire that I had cut for other things and just ready to reuse. You know, Sharpie, there's my macro lens. I use this is a hair color brush for root touch-ups, and I also use this to sweep off aphids. And you know, hand cream. There's my root stuff, and then some pens that if I need to grab them, I can. And then further on down, this is where all of the growing is happening. And I've been working this week. I would come home after work and take, like, I put 3. These are all 3 little ones that were in the root riots that the roots had come through out the bottom, and so I put them 3 to a pot, and you can see they all have aphids too. So I need to go get my little tool. Although the aphids don't hurt anything, they're just annoying. And then right here I have a bunch more of my little mini greenhouses. I just yesterday planted some more Mexican sunflower seeds in all of these because that's the junk right there. Then on the upper level, I have more milkweed that is growing back. That's the milkweed I've been trading in and putting in the enclosure. And again, it's got a lot of aphids also. And then this is the system that I had the most success with. So I made another setup. This is the one you saw. So this is a basket, and I have the root riot cubes stuck in it, and they just kind of sit in the water, but there's a lot of space and airflow between them. This is for propagating. Now, with Now, the ones with the lids, fabulous for starting seeds with the little plastic container under it, the Root Riot cubes, fabulous for seeds. But for cuttings, I have found that the best situation that gets really lush green and growing well propagated cuttings is using the Root Riot cubes in a basket where the bottoms of them can touch the water, but there's airflow all around them, and I'm guessing that's what's making the difference. I don't know, but this is it. The other things work. These work, but I'd have more of a percentage of them not take. So I'd rather have more of them take. So I've got 2 setups like this. And then when these ones grow, and I can literally see the roots coming out the bottom. Let me see if I can find one that has it. So when you see the roots literally coming out the bottom like this, then I will put them into a pot, and then this little spot will be ready to go for a new cutting. And I'll just kind of keep it going that way. And this has been the system that works the best for me. And they're under the grow lights. And these grow lights, they're not ridiculously expensive, and they work really well. I mean, I have been happy with them, and they're listed below too in my Amazon affiliate links. And then down here we just have more. These are the ones that I potted. These all have the roots coming out the bottom, so I put 3 to a pot. Those are 3 that have good roots coming out the bottom, but caterpillars ate them. That's why they look like that. And I water these guys with water and the tea that I showed you down at the other end. And look at the growth that comes out of them. Like, that's all new growth, and it comes out pretty quick. So I'm loving that. Okay, so now we're going to turn around. This is my little yoga space I made. I showed you that a week or so ago. But then I've got this work area over here. That's my spare Pro Mix. It's going to be moving to the other side soon. Right here I have this tray, and this is all my seeds, and I have them all spread out so I can see what I have. I really like it this way. I used to keep them all in a bin, and then I'd never know what I had. And like, now's the time for me, and possibly for you, those of you that have earlier springs, or if you have like a grow light situation indoors somewhere, you can start your seeds. I mean, that's fun. So I've got these guys all labeled. These are those little salad dressing containers that are so cool for keeping seeds in. I am loving it. This is the one. No, that's not it. And for collecting seeds. And then these are seeds that people have sent me. You know who you are, people who sent them to me. There's some seeds people sent me. And then these are some that I box up. Look, I noted that they're on floss. You know what I found out though? Something cool is that when you have them on the floss, because you didn't get to scrape them off while they were still all stuck together, like I've showed you in past videos, if you put them in here and just leave them on the floss and like shake them around a bit, they'll all fall off and kind of end up at the bottom, and you can open it up and pull the floss out and throw it out in your yard, because birds use it for nests, and then the seeds will be at the bottom. So that's the way to separate them if you don't feel like separating it the other way. So anyway, I have all my seeds here. These are some other things that I randomly use. My seed envelopes, spare twine. This is the big thing of the bendy wire, glue, tape, dental floss, note cards, plant stakes, and then over here I have my lens cleaner for my glasses and my camera lenses, random pens, workspace, tissues. This is what I use to water my milkweed. in here, I'll just put a scoop of the tea mix in and then fill it with the hose. And then I just bring it in and pour it on the plants. These are my pruners. There's my microscope. These are books or papers or things that I want to be able to grab and go. These are watering vessels. And that's pretty much it. Trash. Oh, and here's my little indoor compost bin. So any cuttings or any kind of that kind of trash, I just put it in here, and then when it gets full, I take it outside and I dump it in my compost bin in my potting tree house, which I haven't done much in. I need to get in there. And so anyway, let's go release some monarchs. They're ready. Okay, so here they are. I emptied out. I took all the stuff out of the enclosure. I'm actually going to carry the whole enclosure outside to release them. There's one more chrysalis in there. And I want to take some pictures of them too. And then we'll let them fly.